Welcome to my channel, and today I want to share a story that proves what real love truly looks like. How someone's consistent care, attention, and unwavering support can transform your life. This story is about Emily and David, a couple whose journey shows that love isn't just in grand gestures or fleeting moments, but in the quiet, daily actions that build trust, deepen connection, and create a bond that lasts a lifetime. If you've ever wondered what it means to be truly loved and seen, this story will open your eyes and warm your heart. Someone who truly loves you, like Emily Hart felt for David Lawson, is going to show it in ways that are subtle, yet profoundly meaningful. Number 1, they're going to want to reach out constantly, not to crowd you, but because being connected to you feels like breathing. Emily remembered the countless mornings when David's phone would light up with a message from her, and in turn, he would text her the moment he woke up. Whether it was a simple good morning or a joke he remembered from last night, it wasn't just communication. It was a signal that she mattered more than anyone else in his world. Number 2, you're going to be the first person they miss when they wake up every morning. David would lie in bed and think about Emily's laugh, the curve of her smile, and the warmth of her hand in his. And the emptiness of the morning would remind him that nothing felt complete until he had shared even a few words with her. Number 3, they'll ask where you're going and with whom, but not as a way to control you, it's because they genuinely care. When Emily mentioned she was going to the coffee shop with a co-worker, David's curiosity wasn't intrusive, it was born of love. He wanted to know that she was safe, that she was happy, and that she felt comfortable in the world without him. Number 4, no matter how busy they are, they'll carve out time for you. Emily had witnessed David juggling work meetings, deadlines, and personal projects. Yet he would always find an hour in the evening to talk to her or surprise her with a visit. That dedication wasn't just about scheduling. It was a reflection of the priority she held in his life. Number 5, they'll surprise you with small gifts, even when it's not a special occasion, just to see you smile. A tiny bouquet of wildflowers, a favorite pastry, or a book he knew she wanted. All gestures of thoughtful attention that communicated more than words ever could. Number 6, they'll notice the little details about you, from your favorite snacks to how you like your coffee, or the songs you hum unconsciously when you were lost in thought. David remembered how Emily's eyes lit up when someone noticed she liked caramel in her coffee, and he found endless joy in learning the nuances of her personality. Number 7, they'll support your dreams and push you to become the best version of yourself. Emily had long dreamed of starting her own bakery, and David became her biggest champion, encouraging her to take courses, helping her network, and even staying up late with her as she perfected recipes. His belief in her capabilities often outweighed her own doubts. Number 8, when you're upset, they'll listen. Not just superficially, but with the intent of understanding. Emily had confided in David during moments of anxiety and sadness, and he never judged or dismissed her feelings. Instead, he offered comfort, shared laughter to lighten the mood, and provided advice when she asked for it, proving that love is not about grand declarations alone, but about steady support. Number 9, they'll defend you fiercely to others, whether it's against criticism, unfair judgment, or casual misunderstandings. David had once overheard colleagues gossiping about Emily, and without hesitation, he stood by her, calmly asserting the truth, not to intimidate, but to shield someone he cherished. Number 10, they'll make sacrifices without complaint, because your happiness genuinely matters more than convenience or ego. Emily knew that when David adjusted his schedule, gave up small luxuries, or even faced discomfort, it wasn't for recognition. It was because loving her meant prioritizing her well-being naturally and consistently. Over time, these small acts accumulate into a powerful testament of genuine love. Emily realized that love is not always about grand romantic gestures. Sometimes it's in the texts that appear when you least expect them, the way someone remembers to bring you your favorite drink, or how they quietly cheer you on when no one else is watching. True love is active, patient, and enduring. It's in the attentiveness to small moments, the unwavering support, and the commitment to sharing life's highs and lows together. David's love wasn't just in the words he spoke, but in the way he lived for moments that mattered to Emily. He celebrated her achievements, held her through disappointments, and smiled at the smallest quirks that made her who she was. And Emily, learning to recognize and reciprocate that love, found that true connection wasn't about perfection. It was about honesty, trust, and the joy of being seen fully and accepted completely. Being with someone who truly loves you also teaches patience and understanding. Emily sometimes had bad days, moments of frustration or anxiety. Yet David never responded with anger or irritation. He adapted to her moods, gave her space when she needed it, and celebrated her courage when she faced challenges head-on. She saw that love isn't just passion, it's consistency. It's a choice made over and over again. Love means noticing the silent ways someone struggles and being there without making them feel burdensome. David's love created a sanctuary for Emily, a place where she could be entirely herself without fear of judgment. That is the kind of love that changes lives quietly but profoundly, and Emily began to understand that what they shared was rare, valuable, and irreplaceable. They shared countless small adventures, walks through autumn leaves, coffee dates in quaint local cafes, and late-night drives where conversation flowed endlessly. Each moment reinforced the 10 truths of loving someone deeply: presence, care, attention, support, surprise, detail, encouragement, empathy, protection, and sacrifice. In these small but significant ways, Emily and David built a bond that weathered life's unpredictability and strengthened through shared experiences, trials, and triumphs. Over time, Emily realized that love is not about constant fireworks or dramatic declarations. It's about these quiet, steadfast actions that accumulate to create a deep, enduring connection. Every time David reached out with a simple, "How's your day?" or remembered her favorite way to make tea, Emily felt valued, appreciated, and safe. That safety allowed her to grow, to dream, and to love without fear. They celebrated successes together and consoled each other during setbacks, learning that love is not transactional but transformational. The more Emily gave, the more David responded with devotion, and the cycle of mutual care and respect created a life filled with warmth, joy, and resilience. Through it all, Emily understood the ultimate lesson. Someone who truly loves you does not only exist in moments of romance or passion. They are the ones who are there during ordinary days, who notice the details no one else does, and who make the effort to prioritize your happiness. Their love is patient, observant, and selfless, a continuous reminder that life is better when shared with someone who sees your worth and nurtures it daily. In that love, Emily found not only happiness, but a mirror of herself reflected in someone else's unwavering devotion. A reminder that the world can indeed be kind, gentle, and profoundly supportive when love is genuine. As Emily and David's relationship deepened, they discovered that true love is tested not only in moments of joy, but also in the everyday trials that life throws at you. One rainy Thursday afternoon, Emily faced a setback at work. Her project had been delayed due to a client's last-minute changes, and the stress weighed heavily on her. She tried to hide her frustration, forcing smiles and continuing with emails and calls, but the tension was evident. David noticed immediately. When she returned home, shoulders tense and eyes weary, he didn't ask her to explain right away. Instead, he made her favorite tea, poured it into her preferred mug, and placed it on the table beside her. "I've got you," he said softly, sitting across from her without pressing for words. Sometimes, love is in the silence, in the acknowledgement of struggle without needing to solve it. Slowly, Emily relaxed, realizing that having someone who sees your exhaustion and responds with care rather than criticism is a profound kind of intimacy. Their weekends were often spent exploring small joys, even when life seemed overwhelmingly busy. David had a knack for planning little adventures that made ordinary days feel magical. One Saturday, he surprised Emily with a trip to a nearby farmer's market. He didn't choose it for any practical reason. He simply remembered how she had once mentioned loving the aroma of fresh herbs and the warmth of hand-baked bread. Together, they wandered through stalls, sampling cheeses, picking out ripe strawberries, and laughing at a little dog that insisted on following them everywhere. The joy in those moments wasn't in the shopping or the food, but in the shared presence. The feeling that in that small corner of the world, everything else faded, leaving just the two of them. That is the subtle power of love. The ability to make ordinary experiences extraordinary because someone you care about is beside you. David's attentiveness extended into every corner of their daily life. He remembered not just Emily's favorite coffee or snack, but the little things about her habits and personality that made her who she was. For instance, he noticed how she always tapped her fingers when thinking, how she hummed absent-mindedly when lost in work, and even how she unconsciously tilted her head when puzzled. To anyone else, these were trivial details, but to David, they were pieces of the puzzle that made Emily uniquely herself. And he delighted in noticing them, because recognizing her small quirks wasn't just about observation, it was about appreciation. He wanted her to know, without saying it out loud every time, that she was seen and loved entirely, in all her little idiosyncrasies. Challenges weren't absent from their lives, of course. There were disagreements, moments when their differences sparked tension. Emily, with her fiery independence, sometimes bristled when David showed concern in ways she initially misinterpreted as overbearing. And David, with his natural tendency to protect those he loved, occasionally struggled with Emily's desire for autonomy. Yet every conflict became an opportunity to understand each other better. They learned that love isn't about avoiding arguments, but about navigating them with patience and respect. David would say, "I want to understand you, not control you." And Emily would respond with honesty, allowing herself to express frustration without fear of reprisal. Over time, those conversations strengthened their bond, teaching them that authentic love requires effort, empathy, and the courage to confront difficult emotions together. Emily also noticed how David supported her dreams in ways that went beyond encouragement. He actively sought opportunities to help her achieve them. When she mentioned wanting to open her own bakery, he didn't just offer verbal support. He helped her research business plans, connected her with local suppliers, and even assisted in setting up her small kitchen at home for experimentation. There were nights when they stayed up until 2 a.m, testing recipes and debating the perfect crust for a pie. He celebrated her successes exuberantly, and when things didn't go as planned, he reminded her that setbacks were temporary, that persistence was the real measure of dedication. This constant support made Emily feel that love is not a passive emotion. It's active participation in someone else's growth and happiness. Family and friends also played a role in showing the depth of their connection. David's family quickly noticed how devoted he was to Emily, not through words alone, but in actions. He would drop by unexpectedly to help her with errands, check in on her parents when they were unwell, and include her in his family traditions, making her feel fully accepted and valued. Emily's friends, too, recognized the difference in David's love. It wasn't flashy or performative, but it was steadfast, consistent, and genuine. They often commented on how he remembered birthdays, how he made little sacrifices without complaint, and how he celebrated her individuality. This kind of recognition reinforced Emily's understanding that true love isn't about public displays or social validation. It's about reliability, attentiveness, and thoughtfulness over time. Even mundane routines became opportunities for connection. Grocery shopping, doing laundry, or cooking dinner together became moments of laughter and partnership. David noticed Emily's preference for cooking certain meals with specific spices, and he would adapt without a single complaint. They developed a rhythm, a quiet synchrony that spoke volumes about compatibility and mutual respect. These ordinary moments, woven together, formed the fabric of a life built on love. It was in these repeated, everyday actions that the 10 truths of love — presence, care, attention, support, surprise, detail, encouragement, empathy, protection, and sacrifice — manifested continuously, shaping a relationship that was resilient, joyful, and deeply fulfilling. As the seasons changed, Emily and David faced challenges that tested the strength of their love. Life, with all its unpredictability, had a way of introducing obstacles that no one could foresee. One summer, Emily's bakery plans encountered a significant setback. A major supplier unexpectedly pulled out, leaving her unable to fulfill early orders. The stress was overwhelming, and she felt the sting of self-doubt creeping in. But David remained her anchor. He didn't offer empty platitudes. Instead, he spent long evenings researching alternative suppliers, negotiating better terms, and even helping with deliveries to ensure her customers were satisfied. His presence reminded Emily that love is as much about persistence and problem-solving as it is about comfort and affection. She realized that the depth of someone's love is often measured in how they act when life becomes complicated, when it demands sacrifice, patience, and unwavering support. During this period, they also confronted misunderstandings and insecurities that naturally arise in any long-term relationship. Emily sometimes misread David's protective nature as doubt in her capabilities. David occasionally felt hurt when Emily pushed back too hard, not realizing that his intentions were to support, not control. But every disagreement became an opportunity for growth. They learned to communicate more openly, to pause before reacting, and to remember that love is rooted in understanding, not perfection. They developed a language of care that included listening fully, acknowledging each other's feelings, and choosing collaboration over conflict. Over time, these conversations strengthened their bond, transforming moments of tension into lessons of resilience, empathy, and mutual respect. Emily also began to notice the ways David loved her that extended beyond their private life into the world around them. When they volunteered at a local shelter together, he demonstrated patience and kindness to strangers with the same devotion he showed her. His generosity wasn't performative, it was instinctive, a reflection of the love he carried for Emily that naturally extended to the world. Watching him, Emily learned that true love isn't just about the two of you. It's about the values and compassion you cultivate together, creating a life that uplifts others while nurturing your relationship. She found inspiration in his selflessness, realizing that the best relationships are those that expand your capacity for love, empathy, and connection beyond personal boundaries. Their relationship was also enriched by laughter, humor, and shared joy. David had an uncanny ability to notice the funny quirks in everyday life, and he would bring them to Emily's attention in ways that lightened even the heaviest days. Whether it was a dog wearing a ridiculous costume at the park, a funny incident at the coffee shop, or a clever pun, he made Emily laugh when she least expected it. This joy wasn't superficial, it was a deliberate act of love, a reminder that even amidst stress and uncertainty, happiness can be cultivated through attention, thoughtfulness, and shared experiences. Emily came to cherish these moments, understanding that love is as much about delighting in small pleasures as it is about supporting each other through challenges. As months turned into years, Emily and David's bond deepened further through shared milestones. They celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, and personal achievements with thoughtfulness and care, often surprising each other with gestures that reflected deep knowledge of the other's preferences and desires. On Emily's birthday, David surprised her with a handwritten journal filled with memories of their time together, noting small details like the first time they laughed uncontrollably over a spilled tray of pastries or the way she crinkled her nose when tasting a new recipe. It wasn't the extravagance of the gift, but the painstaking attention to detail that made Emily feel profoundly seen and cherished. These gestures reaffirmed the 10 truths of genuine love: presence, care, attention, support, surprise, detail, encouragement, empathy, protection, and sacrifice. The depth of their relationship was also tested by external pressures, career demands, family expectations, and societal assumptions. There were times when Emily felt the pull of doubt, questioning whether love could endure the weight of real-world responsibilities. And yet, David's consistent actions, the small daily choices, the unwavering support, and the relentless optimism proved that love isn't a fleeting emotion, but a lived experience, cultivated every day through dedication and intentional care. Emily recognized that love is rarely about perfection or ease. It's about persistence, resilience, and the willingness to confront challenges together, hand in hand. Through it all, Emily grew as an individual, inspired by David's unwavering belief in her potential. She pursued her bakery dream with renewed determination, confident that she had a partner who would champion her even in moments of doubt. And David, in turn, flourished in his own endeavors, finding joy in seeing Emily thrive and in knowing that their love created a foundation of mutual support and encouragement. Together, they discovered that the essence of true love is not just shared happiness, but shared growth. The ability to evolve individually while remaining deeply connected to one another. As time passed, Emily and David's love became a quiet but powerful force, shaping not only their own lives, but also the lives of those around them. Friends sought their counsel, inspired by the respect, patience, and dedication they demonstrated daily. Family gatherings were marked by warmth, laughter, and subtle reminders of the deep bond they had nurtured over the years. In every interaction, in every gesture, the 10 elements of genuine love — presence, care, attention, support, surprise, detail, encouragement, empathy, protection, and sacrifice — were evident, forming a living testament to the enduring power of authentic connection. In the end, Emily understood that love is not about grand declarations or fleeting moments of passion. It's about the constancy of presence, the attentiveness to small details, and the courage to support, protect, and nurture someone consistently. It's about choosing each other daily, even when life is complicated, uncertain, or stressful. And in David, she had found a partner who embodied all of these qualities, creating a life filled with joy, resilience, and profound fulfillment. Their story wasn't marked by dramatic peaks or exaggerated gestures. It was a quiet, steady accumulation of care, understanding, and unwavering devotion, proving that true love is ultimately measured not in words, but in the lived, everyday actions that sustain and uplift two people over a lifetime. As years went on, Emily and David faced challenges that tested the depth and resilience of their relationship in ways they had never imagined. Life wasn't always smooth, and there were moments when external pressures weighed heavily upon them. Emily's bakery had grown steadily, but with growth came new responsibilities, long hours, and difficult decisions. There were days when she was exhausted, frustrated with slow progress or unexpected setbacks, and moments when she questioned whether she could handle the weight of her dreams. Yet David remained her steadfast supporter. He didn't just offer encouragement with words. He worked alongside her when needed, staying up late to help with bookkeeping, assisting in deliveries, and even experimenting with recipes to offer constructive feedback. His unwavering commitment reminded Emily that true love is not passive. It is active, visible in the actions taken when circumstances become difficult. Their bond was also strengthened through shared family experiences. Emily's parents, initially skeptical about David's intentions, grew to admire his consistent care and thoughtfulness. He treated them with respect and patience, offering help when needed, but never imposing. Emily saw that part of loving someone deeply is integrating into their world with authenticity, respect, and humility. Similarly, David's family embraced Emily not just because she was his partner, but because she was treated with genuine care and attention. Family holidays, dinners, and reunions became opportunities to demonstrate the stability and strength of their love. Even small gestures, like David remembering Emily's mother's favorite dessert, or Emily helping his younger siblings with school projects, were expressions of the 10 fundamental truths of love: presence, care, attention, support, surprise, detail, encouragement, empathy, protection, and sacrifice. The couple also faced moments of personal crisis that tested their emotional resilience. On one occasion, David's father fell seriously ill, leaving him torn between work obligations and the urgent need to support his family. Emily recognized the strain and chose to provide unwavering support rather than adding pressure. She handled additional responsibilities at home, offered comfort, and reassured him that they would navigate the situation together. The experience reminded them both that love is not merely a source of comfort during good times, but a lifeline in moments of hardship, providing strength, stability, and partnership when life feels overwhelming. Romance continued to flourish in their relationship, but it was different from the early days of dating. It was mature, deeply rooted, and reflective of shared history and trust. David didn't need to constantly declare his love with grandiose gestures. Instead, he showed it in daily acts of attention and care. Emily found beauty in the small rituals they had developed: the way he would make her morning coffee just the way she liked it, how he remembered to tuck a note into her bag for encouragement, or the evening walks they took together when the world outside seemed chaotic. These acts weren't dramatic, but they created a sense of continuity and stability that reinforced their emotional connection. They realized that love is less about excitement and more about enduring presence, consistency, and thoughtful action over time. Their relationship also thrived on shared ambitions and mutual growth. Emily's bakery became a community hub, attracting loyal customers who appreciated her attention to detail, creativity, and warmth. David, inspired by Emily's dedication, pursued his own professional ambitions with renewed vigor, feeling supported in his endeavors and motivated by the example of her perseverance. Together, they learned that love flourishes when it is coupled with encouragement, partnership, and the willingness to see and nurture each other's potential. Throughout their years together, Emily and David never lost sight of the simple joys that first drew them together. They continued to surprise each other with thoughtful gifts, celebrate small achievements, and make time for meaningful conversations, even in the midst of busy schedules. Emily remembered the countless afternoons when David would spontaneously show up at her bakery with her favorite pastry, or how he would leave handwritten notes of encouragement in unexpected places. These gestures, though small, had a profound impact. They were evidence of attentiveness, thoughtfulness, and deep emotional investment. Love, they realized, is not measured by grand displays, but by the accumulation of small, consistent acts that communicate care, understanding, and devotion. Ultimately, Emily realized that love is not merely a feeling that comes and goes with circumstances. It is an enduring choice, an intentional practice, and a series of actions that accumulate over time to create a resilient, fulfilling partnership. In David, she had found someone whose love manifested consistently across words, deeds, and presence. A love that provided security, joy, and inspiration. Their shared life was a testament to the power of patience, attentiveness, and unwavering support. It illustrated that true love, while often quiet and understated, is profoundly transformative, shaping not only the individuals involved, but also the world they inhabit together. In reflection, Emily understood that the journey with David was not defined by perfection, but by constancy, effort, and authenticity. They had navigated challenges, celebrated victories, and cultivated joy in ways that demonstrated the depth and resilience of their connection. Together, they embodied the 10 essential aspects of love: showing up consistently, caring deeply, paying attention to detail, supporting each other's dreams, creating surprises, noticing the small things, encouraging growth, offering empathy, providing protection, and making sacrifices without hesitation. Each of these elements had been present throughout their years together, transforming their love from a simple attraction into a profound, sustaining force that enriched every aspect of their lives. As they continued their journey, Emily and David found themselves grateful for the seemingly ordinary moments that, over time, had become extraordinary. They cherished morning coffees shared in silence, quiet walks in the park, shared laughter over small mishaps, and the comfort of being present for each other during challenges. Their love, built on thoughtful action, empathy, and unwavering support, stood as a testament to the enduring power of genuine connection. It was a love that grew stronger with time, deepened through experience, and became a source of lasting joy and fulfillment, demonstrating that when two people choose each other every day with care and devotion, the result is a life richer than either could have imagined alone. And in the end, Emily understood with clarity that true love is not measured in grand gestures, fleeting moments, or dramatic displays, but in the quiet constancy of presence, the attentiveness to the details that matter, and the unwavering commitment to uplift, support, and cherish another person over a lifetime. With David, she had found that love, the kind that endures, transforms, and sustains. Love is not just about grand gestures or fleeting moments of passion. It's in the small, consistent acts of care, attention, and support that happen every single day. True love shows up when life gets difficult, celebrates your growth, and inspires you to become the best version of yourself. Emily and David's story reminds us that when someone truly loves you, they see you, cherish you, and stand by you no matter what. Never settle for less than a love that uplifts, protects, and chooses you every day. If you like this story, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share with your friends and family so you don't miss the next powerful story coming your way. Drop a heart in comment, like and subscribe my channel, and visit my channel for more interesting story videos.